thing, ma'am. I saw your cattle, and, well, I'm a cattleman myself.
You don't look like a cattleman.
Sorry, but I've had rather a rough time of it lately, and...
Jim! Jim!
Grizzly, you old timber wolf, I'd given you up for lost.
I thought the Indians had got you for sure.
He was the toughest man I've ever seen in my life. Did you see how leathery he was? He was like a saddlebag with eyes.
Take him to Missouri, Matt.
Treat. We're gonna make fresh coffee. Wow, something's spooking the cattle.
Stampede! They're heading for camp! Cut them off!
City folk.
Let's just leave the herd and get the hell out of here, huh? A cowboy doesn't leave his herd. You are a sporting goods salesman. Not today.
Yes, it's almost that time of year again. It's almost June, which means June on the Range, the great reading event created by Michael K. Vaughan, where we celebrate Westerns by reading Westerns all month long. Hi everyone, I'm Jim. Welcome to my channel. Now, according to the Encyclopedia of Frontier and Western Fiction, edited by John Tuska and Vicky Pekarsky, the Western is defined as a type of fiction or motion picture using cowboy and pioneer life in the Western United States as its material. That's a pretty good definition. There's a lot of Westerns out there, and Westerns were much more popular back in the day, in the time of the pulps and into the 50s and the 60s. So the popularity waned in the 70s and the 80s, but it's quite possible that Westerns might be making a comeback. Who knows? I mean, that's the way things go in fiction. Things wax and wane, and hopefully Westerns will make a comeback. And if you look at the movie theater, they are kind of making a bit of a comeback, so we'll see how that goes. But for myself, I'm a little late getting my announcement video up. We have lots of great co-hosts. We have a new co-host. I'll list down below. I'll list them all down below. And yeah, it's just probably my favorite reading event on BookTube. It's a lot of fun. Gives me a chance to read a lot of Westerns. I read Westerns throughout the year, but this is just a chance to immerse myself in Westerns. And I have a lot of Westerns on my shelf, more than enough to last me a lifetime and beyond. But yeah, I'll get through them bit by bit. I don't have a TBR for June. I'll probably have a pile of possibilities of things that I'll read, but what I want to do with you today is I want to show you some books that I picked up yesterday in a book haul specifically for June on the Range, so perhaps these are ones I will read through the month of June. I will go through them right now. We have The Northerners is an anthology series. I've shown some of these on my channel before. I have a tough time getting them up here. This is only the fourth one in the actual series I've been able to get. Short stories, anthologies, edited by Bill Pronzini and Martin H. Greenberg. This particular one I found, called The Northerners, deals with the Canadian wilderness back in the frontier times. So that's going to be very interesting, and I love the cover. If you go over on the Scott's channel, the new co-host, all this below, he actually was able to pick up the entire series. I'm a little jealous, to be honest, because as I said, they're tough to find up here, and one of these days I'd like to get the complete series. These are great books. So the next one I picked up is The Rocky Mountain Company by Richard S. Wheeler. And this is about buffalo hunting, obviously, and mountain men. Really good condition, except for a little blemish up here. But yeah, I'd never heard of this guy before. This is almost in like brand new condition, so that might be interesting. By the way, the prompts that Michael came up with for June on the range are fairly simple. To read one Louis L'Amour book. Louis L'Amour is a very popular author. He was one of the most, well, still is, I think, one of the most popular Western writers. And there's lots of Louis L'Amour books out there that you can find. And I personally have almost all of them, and I've read every one and reread some of them. But I will be rereading one this month, and I'm not too sure which one yet, but I do happen to have this one out. I did find this one the other day. I already have it on my shelf, but this was a nice cover. I might read this one. And the next is to read a Zane Grey novel. Now, there's lots of Zane Grey books out there, and he's a great classic Western writer. I have a few of them on my shelf, and he was very, very popular back in the early 1900s. Yeah, just like phenomenal writer, phenomenal output. I have a few Max Brands too. That's not one of the prompts, but I might read a Max Brand this June. I've picked up a few recently, so that might be an option. And then the other prompts are to just read two more Westerns of your choice. And you don't even have to do that. You could stick to Louis L'Amour and Zane Grey if you'd like, or not read them and just read a Western of your choice. It's really, really simple, not too difficult to do, and it's just a chance to celebrate the genre and read a Western. So these next two are Ralph Compton books, but these are along the same lines as the William W. Johnstone books, where the estate now hires writers to write under the William W. Johnstone name. But unlike the Johnstone estate, the Ralph Compton estate gives the writers credit. So you'll see who actually wrote it, and this is Joseph A. West writing under the Ralph Compton name. This is Death of a Hangman. Lovely cover. I love that cover. And this one is Shadow of a Noose, written by Ralph Cotton, writing under the name of Ralph Compton. And Ralph Cotton has written quite a few of the Ralph Compton books. He wrote some of the Trail Drive series that Ralph Compton created back when he was alive. Ralph Compton was a really good writer, very competent, very satisfying. The Trail Drive series are just great books. You'll see them behind me here. I don't have them all, but I've got most of them, and they're a lot of fun. And as I said, William W. Johnstone, I didn't pick these up recently, but I've shown these before, but these are the Johnstone books. This is what they look like. And there's tons of them out there, and as I said, they're written by all different people. They commission them to write these books, so I think the quality varies with those. But I'd be curious below if anyone has read them and what they thought of them. I haven't actually got through one of the books yet, but I have read some of the short stories. So I also picked these up, and I left these back for the longest time, and I decided to pick them up specifically for June on the range. And these are children's books. These are Whitman books, but they're just kind of beautiful covers. This is Roy Rogers and the Gopher Creek Gunman, and he solves a murder in this book. And these are nice. They have artwork on the end papers, and This was actually written by, it's called An Original Story featuring Roy Rogers, written by Don Middleton, illustrated by Erwin L. Hess. And there is artwork in these. And so that's Roy Rogers, and I have a Gene Autry book. This is Gene Autry and the Golden Ladder Gang, and I think he probably solves a crime or a murder in this one as well. But these are just beautiful little books, nice little hardcovers. This one is written by W.H. Hutchinson and illustrated by Andrew Benson. Now let's find another drawing on the inside to show you. These are just nice little books to have. And I was happy to pick them up. Anyway, so those are books I might read for June. What I want to do throughout June is what I'm probably going to do is do some bookshelf tours of my Westerns. I have some hardcovers, a lot of Louis L'Amour out in another room, and I also completed my 26-volume set of The Old West by Time Life Books. Now this is the Cowboys. This is the Gunfighters. These are a couple of examples of these. These are leather-bound, beautiful books, very informative. Lots of, really good information in here, good historical information, and there's just full of photos from the time. So I'm so happy that I completed this set, and I'll probably show it off in another video. And I received the Master Index a week or so back, so I've got the index for it. I've got the 26 volumes. I'm set to go. It's just, they're great books. And I will show you, I've got Westerns behind me, I've got Westerns here in front of me, so I'll probably just go through a bunch of Westerns and show you options, and show you, I might feature some specific writers. I mean, everybody knows Louis L'Amour and Zane Grey, Max Brand, Luke Short. Those are the four big ones, but there's also some other great writers out there. There's Will Henry and Frank Gruber and Ray Hogan. Tons of stuff out there. So yeah, that's my June on the Range announcement. As I said, I'm a little late getting it out. I think everybody else has done theirs, but I wanted to get mine out today and share these with you. So I hope everyone joins us in reading Westerns this June. It's going to be a lot of fun. So until next time, I will talk to you soon. Take care and keep reading.